Hello, Chris Freeman from GayC here. You know, my bandmates and I haven't been in the same room for over a year, and the thing we miss the most is playing live. Yes, that's right. And, you know, we have to be virtual for Bonfest this year, but just know that we cannot wait to play for you in person.
Oh, shit. Hey, how you doing? This is Letty Young from GayC, and we're looking forward to seeing you really soon, Bonfest.
Hey, all you Bonfest rock and rollers, it's your boy Glenn from GayC. Got our passports ready, got our naughty guitar picks ready, got our vaccinations. We want to get over there and party with you guys. Have a killer time this year. Hopefully we get to see you soon. Rock out.
Hello, Bonfest. Fellatio Rudd with GayC here. What an honor to join you this weekend. And thanks to that information highway to hell, we're able to do so right here from sunny Los Angeles and join you over there. So for all you dirty dudes and dudettes and every gender and color in between, this is for you.
heritage. Oh, dirty deeds. Oh, how do we do 'em? Done, dirt cheap. That's right. Oh, dirty deeds. How do we do 'em, boys? Done, dirt cheap. Yeah. And I do mean cheap.
Well, I'm here with GayC, the AC/DC tribute band from Los Angeles. How are you all doing?
We are doing
Very
well.
good. Fabulous.
Well, listen, as you know, we're here to talk about virtual Bonfest, Bonfest 2021, which is a celebration of Bon Scott and AC/DC music. Obviously, this year we're going virtual, and I know when I was checking all the bands out, I came across you guys and the passion you have for AC/DC. That is why I wrote to you, because I thought, well, this is different, but the love for AC/DC is still there. Now, tell me how you all got together.
Well, the running line is that 5 gay guys walk into a bar playing AC/DC and outwalked GayC. The
We
truth
actually
is,
all met on an app called Grindr. We wanted to do each other.
Well,
the
Just
truth
found out we
is,
were incompatible.
the real
Guys-
story is much more interesting.
by the way, before we begin everything, what I should have said, because obviously it's really early here for me, what I should have said is if you want to, each of you introduce yourself and what you do in the band, that'd be better. So go for it.
Okay.
We've got Chris Freeman at the top there. You can go for it.
Okay. I'm Chris Freeman, and I'm the singer.
I'm Brian Welch, and I am behind the skins keeping the beat.
Drums. Okay.
Drums, otherwise.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Otherwise
Or
known as
or beating
Fellatio
off one or
Rudd.
two. So I'm Steve McKnight, otherwise known as Enos Young, on guitar.
Excellent.
I'm Glenn. I play the bass.
I'm Clint, also known as Like I'm Young, and I play rhythm guitar.
Excellent. Right. So tell me again how you all got together. How did you? I mean, did you all know each other? How did you get together?
Well, so Brian and I have known each other a very long time, and I convinced him over drinks to play drums. But at that point, we were in a band that was called the Gay Gays, and we were the all gay male version of the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
And so that sort of petered out. And Brian and I and some of the other members said, well, what else could we do? And somebody just sort of said, GayC/DC. And I was like, wait a minute.
Well, they were playing the riff to Back in Black, and it was the second to last rehearsal of the Gay Gays. And we knew we wanted to keep playing because we just love playing out, and we had a real chemistry. And someone just did the riff to Back in Black and literally said GayC/DC. And at the same time, Chris and I looked at each other and said, there's no way that doesn't already exist. And we immediately got on our phones Googling, and lo and behold, it didn't exist.
Yeah.
And I will say within 3 minutes, this guy right here had the logo and the bolt with the feather boa.
Yeah, your logo is brilliant. Yeah, it's so nice.
He had it all set in his mind. We knew who was going to do the logo, and within 3 days, we had it. We just needed a band.
The trick is I was a bass player in that group. So I thought I was going to be the bass player, and we were just going to, find Steve, the guitar player, who I met him online actually. And then, yes. So, and then, but he joined, and we said, well, we still need a singer, but nobody was kind of taking the initiative. And we thought, well,
right.
Somebody's got to do this. So I said, well, I will audition as the lead singer.
We did have one guy who was very interested and was set to come down to rehearse. He had a great voice. He was going to fit perfectly until he said that he wasn't out and we had to change the name of the band. And that's when we were like,
well, if you're going to do something, do it right.
Do it
and
right.
You guys have to say are absolutely fabulous.
So Chris came in and said, hey, what if I audition as the singer? And this was when we already found Glenn, and he said, you treat me like anybody else you would for an audition. I'm going to come in. You guys are already set up. I'm going to come in. I'm going to audition. and if I suck, you tell me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we all agreed that we weren't going to hold back. And he came in and nailed it.
Oh,
And,
excellent. Well done. Excellent.
And I'd known Glenn probably since when, 97?
Uh-huh.
I was in a band at the time, and we crashed on his couch in his hometown. And then he moved out to LA, and we kept in touch. I think I ran into him in a band. Maybe that was Best Revenge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we knew each other. So I immediately called Glenn and said, "Okay, I'm gonna move on to being the vocalist. Now we can finally be in a band together.
Yeah.
We're both bass players." And then Clint was also, God, I was thinking I've known you probably since 96 or something.
Yeah, like
Because you were in BC, and I think BC played with another band with me way back then.
Yeah, I think we played Lingerie or something together when you were on tour with Green Day.
Right.
Oh, right, okay.
That's right.
And it was like a band of mine a million years ago. But yeah.
Now, I remember and back in the 70s when I was looking at video footage when Bon Scott dressed up as a schoolgirl with the blonde wig. And that is why I thought I'm going to write to GayC because that fun rocking time that you all have on stage is just awesome.
Yeah, that was like 1975.
Yeah.
And it was like Pippi Longstocking. He came out on stage, very first TV appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was the countdown or
that's
something.
Pretty ballsy. That was great.
Yeah. If you watch this, if anybody's not seen that video, if you watch the beginning of that video, I think is it Phil Rudd on drums, I think. And
yes.
you see him looking across the stage, obviously eyes on Bon Scott, and his face is a picture. So yes, it's just fun, isn't it? Now, talking about AC/DC, obviously I'm assuming you're all big fans of AC/DC because I get that comes across in your performance.
Yeah,
how did you all get into AC/DC?
Well, for me, that's been since they came out with those albums. I mean, very early on. If You Want Blood, the live album was what got me. I was just learning how to play guitar and seeing Angus Young impaled with a guitar neck on the cover with blood spurting out. He had me there. I mean, but it was just that album cover. But then listening to how raw and how powerful it sounded. Mm-hmm. Even though the songs are simple, but there's so much power in that.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of magical. That record had such a raw kind of sound. I loved it. And then Highway to Hell. That I remember because playing guitar, I had about 50 students a week as a guitar teacher. I started teaching when I was 16. That album came out and it was everywhere. I also played hockey for some reason, but that was in every car stereo, in every Camaro, at every high school ever. Yeah. And so just ingrained in for all of us, I think.
I mean, listening to all of these songs could have been written yesterday. They're just right. So good. They're just so
timeless.
Yeah, just amazing.
I think AC/DC, I think their DNA runs through all of us. I don't think there's a rock musician out there that would not lay claim that AC/DC is an influence. And for me, I first saw them in 81 and it was life-changing. And, when we all got together, there was no working out like, how does this song go? How does it, we just all intricately knew it. It just runs through our veins. And that's why it was so easy. And what made it easier was then we could really concentrate on the fun of the show because our goal was to do the music spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Which is harder than he's letting on, by the way. It's very simple, but right behind that simplicity is a lot of complexity because you've got to get that machine to run right. Yeah. Otherwise it doesn't sound right. And it's that whole chugging thing.
We've seen numerous other bands, numerous other AC/DC tribute bands. And while they have really good energy and they sound good, we're listening and we're thinking, okay, well, that's not how that drum part goes. It sounds good, but it's close. But we really wanted to pay attention to the detail because we realized that we're coming out with something different, but we also are coming out with kind of a target on our heads a little bit by saying we're all gay and we're coming out and saying that. But then again, they're saying, oh, it's got to be a gimmick. They have to be terrible. So we had to make sure that the music was spot on.
We also
Yeah, we have a natural chemistry. There's just a natural chemistry among the five of us. We're bigger than the sum of our parts, and it just conveys to the audience just fun, and we absolutely love it. So
Yeah, you did, and you certainly do. You certainly do rock.
It was almost like our mission statement was to absolutely do the music spot on, but we didn't want to look like them. We wanted to bring a flair, and we wanted to bring a show. We wanted to be the sort of band we wanted to see growing up, with fabulous costumes and tongue-in-cheek lyrics. And so that's why we're really a big love letter to AC/DC. We just absolutely worship them. We do not do any kind of parody. We love them. We're just doing the lyrics we wish we heard growing up as gay men.
Yeah, well, speaking of the lyrics, actually, now you've changed some of them. Give me a couple of examples. You have changed some of the lyrics to some of the songs.
Well, we did change some of them, but others didn't need anything. Like Big Balls didn't need anything.
That writes
just
itself.
the fact that I'm seeing those lyrics in a dress. That it completely changes the context immediately. So, but others, we took a little like Heat Seeker is no longer Heat Seeker. Let's just put it that way.
And Let There Be Rock might not really be rock.
Yeah, I could guess that one. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Naughty, naughty.
A whole lot of Jose.
A whole lot of Jose.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
With a fold out. If you want to know my drift.
Yes, I'm getting you.
We're the dirty dudes done dirt cheap.
Yes, that's the other one.
That one. When I read that is brilliant. It's so good. Now, when I wrote to you, I think it was you, Chris, that answered first, and you actually said you knew about Bonfest and you've always wanted to play there. How did you actually hear about Bonfest?
Well, Bonfest came to our attention, I think, really early on, like maybe in our second year or something. I think we were kind of looking up different, avenues of like, well, where could we take this once we started to build momentum here? And I think it was Glenn who actually found it and said, hey, here's something we should look at. And we were like, oh yeah, Scotland. Well, it's going to take a little bit to get us over there. But, now we're here. And
you're in the virtual Bonfest, yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, one day you can get over to Scotland. Have any of you ever been to Scotland?
I have, yes.
All right, okay. Where did you visit?
I worked for a band called Extreme as the drum tech, so I toured
with
them.
I've so Extreme.
I've been to Glasgow many times. Probably.
Okay, like Glasgow's a great city for music. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
And I had a band called Pansy Division, and we toured and we played Glasgow and Edinburgh. The Hut, I think it's called the Hut in Edinburgh.
Right, I know where you are. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I heard when I was through the room there, I heard someone saying about the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. You'd like to do that one as well. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. There's nothing like that over here. So we're trying to look for places where people really would congregate to go see a lot of AC/DC tribute bands, because there's everyone offers something a little different. So
so you can even do a tour of Glasgow, Edinburgh, and Bonfest Kirriemuir. Yeah, definitely. Now, also, before I let you go, I did read an article that Sebastian Bach actually joined you guys on stage. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I've known Sebastian for a little while and ran into him at the Marquee in Hollywood and got to talking to him and invited him to come see us. We were going to be playing in a couple weeks, and he absolutely jumped at the chance. And, he had a little history back in the day with wearing a certain shirt that it was a really stupid move. But since then, he has really become an ally of the LGBTQ community. He was on Broadway. He's got tons of gay friends. He is super, super supportive. Yeah. And he couldn't have said yes quicker. And we had so much fun with him. The only thing we didn't do was we didn't give him the new lyrics. He sang TNT. We've changed the lyrics to PNP, but we didn't give him the new lyrics. We just let him sing the regular. We had so much fun with him, and he is just good people, and we love him to death. We just love
the one thing we didn't get time to do was we had a lime green halter top on, ready for him, and we had white jean skirt and pumps, which would have made him 7 feet tall. We just didn't have time for the costume change, so he came on
Came in up.
No,
He
it was
totally
great.
would have done
And,
it though.
you know, he's so tall. He's so tall. And
Yeah.
with he and Chris on stage, it was like playing in a forest.
Listen, before I say goodbye, if we run through everyone, a message for the Bonfest fans.
We would love to come and play for you. In the meantime, look us up on YouTube and all the other social media. And we would love to get over there and rock you in person.
Love that you keep the fire going. Keep the fire going for that and the tradition. It's amazing and such amazing music. And it keeps the tradition going, keeps all these bands out playing and keep the fire alive, keep it alive. And we'd love to be a part of it. We could be your hard left.
I'm sure you'd be well received if you came across here. And other messages?
We already know that Bonfest fans like us because we've gotten very supportive messages on the Facebook group that we joined.
That's true.
And they saw, I posted some videos and we got really great messages from the fans saying, you should get over here. We would really dig you. So,
is that on the AC/DC? Is that on the AC/DC family page?
No, it was a Bonfest Facebook group page.
Oh, right. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
So to those fans, thank you. We love you. It meant the world to us to have people from another country saying you guys are doing exactly what you should be doing. We appreciate it. Kept us going. We hope to meet you someday. We love you. Thank you.
Love it. Yes.
And Glenn, any little message from you? Quiet there down there.
Oh, it's a pleasure for us to be playing real, true rock and roll and having such true rock and roll fans all come together. It's just the best feeling right now, especially after, being home and separated from each other for the past year.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Rock music bringing everyone together again is just the best feeling. So,
yes,
we still haven't been in the same room together yet. Only Brian and I. We had our little bubble, and that was it. And so, but the rest of us.
It's been such a long time. It's been quite hard, and I mean, luckily for things like Zoom, we can do this because it has. It's been lockdown is going in a bit too much. Last word with you, Clint. Any message for the Bonfest fans?
It's been a very, very, very hard year not playing rock. So, call me.
Listen, guys, thank you so much. GayC DC, I hope to see you soon. Thanking you. Mwah.
Mwah. Mwah.
Thank you.
Oh! I've been around the world and seen a million girls. Ain't one of them got what my daddy's got. He steals the spotlight, knocks me off my feet. He's enough to start a landslide, just to walking down the street, wearing Levi's so tight and looking dynamite, about to blow me off. There's no doubt about it, can't live without it. My dad's got a rhythm. Dad's got rhythm. My dad's got a rhythm. Dad's got rhythm. He's got the back door rhythm. Back door rhythm. My dad's got a rhythm. Ow. He's like a lethal brand, too much for any man. He gives me first degree, he really satisfies me. He loves me till my anus is aching and sore. It's enough to stop a freight train or start the Third World War. I'm losing sleep. He's got it in me so deep. And my pussy needs cock. Well, yes, it does. There's no doubt about it. Can't live without it. My dad's got a rhythm. Dad's got rhythm. My dad's got a rhythm. Dad's got rhythm. He's got the backseat rhythm. Backseat rhythm. My dad's got a rhythm. upper class, high society. God's gift to ballroom notoriety. And I always fill my ballroom. The event is never small. The social pages say I've got the biggest balls of all. I've got big balls. Oh, I've got big balls. And they're such big balls, and they're dirty big balls. And he's got big balls, and he's got big balls, but then we've got the biggest balls of them all. My balls are always bouncing, and my ballroom's always full. And everybody comes and comes and comes again. If your name is on the guest list, no one can take you higher. Everybody says I've got great balls of fire. I've got big balls. Oh, I've got big balls. And they're such big balls, and they're kind of dirty right now. He's got big balls, and he's got big balls, but I'm afraid we've got the biggest balls of them all. That's right. Some balls are held for charity, and some for fancy dress. But when they're held for pleasure, they're the balls that I like best. My balls are always bouncing to the left and to the right. It's my belief that my big balls should be held overnight. I've got big balls. Oh, I've got big balls. And they're such big balls, and they're... Ew. He's got big